In order to find Wally, I will show you how to build a tool which will help you in this task. If you have some background in coding, this one will be easy. Probably you already stepped over something like magnifying tool for a website. This website is called Tennis Life. This is my side project. It's a web shop with the tennis accessories. And here for a product preview, I used a magnifying tool, so-called lens tool. So each time the cursor step over the container, the preview, it turns into magnifying tool. And it's defaultly, as I remember correctly, it's set for a 2. So the image inside of the lens is twice as size as the original one. Yes, I can change the pictures, but when I will show you the code, how does it look like, it doesn't look very much slim. The math is kind of complicated to track the pointer position and adjust the lens to follow the cursor in the same place and move the top image. By a top image, I mean, I will show you later on what I mean by a top image, but I want to show you that I also was inspired by code from W3 schools when it looks like this horror, this gibberish, this behemoth. Look how the variables are named, like x and y, just the EA. This is not the way you should make clear code. So as I showed you in the intro, if you select just the mask, not the entire layer, you can move the mask around. So the top image is set to twice the size of the original one. So everything what's inside of the circle here is magnified, and you can move it like that. So if I select the entire layer moved with the mask, it's not desirable effect. So I will make this bottom layer distinct. Let's make it black and white. Now you see the mask more clear. But it's not perfectly aligned when I want it to be. Later, when I will be using the web technologies for lens tool, I'll show you that it will be done much better, much more properly. I can easily resize the so-called magnifying tool here, the clip mask, actually. So that was the idea, and let's make something like that, but better using JavaScript. I came with the idea because I'm coming from a graphical background. I came with the idea to use the mask actually and move mask around the top image, like here. I found something among the mask, something like clippath. It's clipping, it's cropping the image in a specific way. Here is and the example is using the circle as a shape, and the circle with a radius of 100 pixels, and it starts at the center. So I thought maybe I can provide two variables dynamically each time my cursor is hovering above the container with the position of the cursor, so the circle can be moved around the container and clip the image, showing everything what's beneath that, and beneath that will be the image, zoomed image, and around it the original image. I'll show you what I mean by that. Like a different kind of mask. Okay, so let's go back to the original picture. I'll show you how this is set up I have some HTML boilerplate. I will make sure that I'm recording this video. All right, the audio seems good. Okay, and I got the main wrapper, which contains the container, which is aligned in the center of the view, of the viewport, and I got two doubled images with different named classes. This is the base image, which is the bottom image, and this is the top image I mentioned before, the magnified image. It's the same image inside of the tag img. Okay, and this is how it looks. Okay, when I click over it, it's actually magnified. Okay, should be two images. Okay, let's refresh it. Actually, I will. Okay, it's not saved. Okay, right now, right, two images. Okay, this is the starting point. This is the starting point, and I got the image, right? And the second image, where is the second image? It doesn't highlight it. It doesn't highlighting the second image because the second image is hiding below the original one. So right now what I will have to do is place the bottom image above the original one. And this I will have to handle with styling and CSS. So I'll have to select the magnified image. The image and position it. It's very important to position the parent container with the property called relative. So later on, this can be positioned in absolute. And since I got absolute, I can right now use the properties called top. Can be top, left, right, bottom. Top to set to 0, top left corner, so the left is also 0. Up to the right one. Okay, and make sure and the proportion are good. So the width is 100% of the container and height as well 100%. I think so far those properties can be shared by both images, both the top one and the bottom one. So the bottom one is called base image. Yes, and hopefully they will be placed. The magnified image will be placed on top of the base image. Let's see if something had changed. Yes, it's highlighted, it's above. I can prove it to you by selecting just the top image, the magnified one. And then let's say I can scale it. So in order to scale something, you should use the transform and scale two times. It should, but the selector, I have double dots here. Refresh. No, it doesn't work because again the typo scale should be highlighted with green. Okay, it's scaled. So you have to believe me, this is the top image. I can add the opacity. Let's say the will be half transparent. And you will see the image below that. But as you probably noticed, the image got bigger starting from the middle point, and later on I will be adjusting everything to this top left corner. So I want to start each transforming to start from the top left corner, and there is a property for that called transform origin. Set to top left. So the top image will be resized starting from its top left corner, and this is like I think the quarter of the second image. Okay. So right now what I can do is to build a lens tool using purely JavaScript. Let's start. Here I got the script placed at the bottom of the body, and let's call the function, let's say, lens tool, or I should use rather the verbs, so move lens in the body, and let's say let's let the user choose the size of the magnifier, so it'll be lens size and the strength of the zoom. So the zoom, okay. So everything is the point of interest is placed inside of the container, the parent container. So let's select the container. It's container. So document query selector, and choose it by its class, and the class of container is container. Okay. Having the container selected, now I can select the top image, which is magnified image. And right now, since I got the container selected and the magnified image is a child of that container, for the performance, I will choose container and then query selector, and it's magnified. I will copy the name of the class, so to avoid the typos. It will be important later on. I won't be checking the selector for null. It's unnecessary and redundant. If you double check everything, you should always watch for the console. And okay, but since everything here will be work inside of the container, I want to change the cursor here to a lens when it's hovering above the here above the container. So we have to trigger this function somehow. So I will add to the container a special listener container, give the listener, and the name of the listener is mouse move. Mouse move, because when each time I will move the mouse, something will happen, and what I need from that is the position of the cursor. Actually, it's coordinates X and Y, and it operates on the even, and the shortcut for the even is widely used E. So each time the event something happened, I can retrieve the X and Y values, and the event got its methods to retrieve that information. For example, E, and there's a client X property. I guess it's lowercase. Okay, so let's assign it to variable const position X. Okay, and the same but for Y value. Not sure. It should be, I think, I guess it should be written in capital letter, using capital letter. Okay, and I will log it to a console. Firstly to show you something, to prove you something, and secondly to check if everything's All right. Console log. So the pose x is okay, and pose x variable. We'll copy that and use the same, but for the y. Pose y is the pose y. Okay, I got my function defined, so I'll have to call it. Move lens. Let's say right now it's not important, but later on the radius will be 100 pixels, and zoom, let's say, twice strength. And let's show the console, so we'll be able to watch the logs here. So each time I hover above the container, the x and y values are logged to the console. And just to be precise, I will move the cursor to the top left corner, and this value should be 0.0 for me, but it's not. It's very close, but the y is 11 because it's 11 pixels from the top of the viewport, and x is something like 277, so 277 pixels from the left, because it's collecting the information relatively to the corner of the viewport. So all I need to do is I'll show you using here this distance here, this distance here. Actually, I can this distance. I have to the value of x and y. So it was, as I mentioned before, I have to measure this distance for x value and y and extract it. So this corner would be 0.0 to simulate if it was here in the corner instead of the corner of the viewport. I hope I made it clear. I'll show you one resource that is picturing what I just said. He's here. The function is called getBoundingClientGrid. I will copy that. We need it in a second. This is what I was saying about. This is the viewport corner 0.0, and we care about this corner. So we have to extract from this value the distance here, and from this value the distance here. So for that, I'll have to make another variable. Let's call it rect, and it will operate on the container because it will provide the information about the size information about the container. And here, get bounding. Okay. So as I said, we will be extracting. So it's rect, and this has all methods. It can be left or top or right, or more intuitive. Let's use x, because as we'll see, it can be x, y, width, top, right, bottom. Those are properties I can retrieve from the rect object I created here. But I will use x because it's for already use some x's for client x. It will be meshed and assigned to the pose x. So to be consistent, it's rect x, and here the rect y. But okay, yes, this is the method. So it right now, since it's calculated, I can change it for cursor position x, and the cursor, let's make it camel case. Okay, and right now, this the very core of the concept is to use the cliff path on the image. So the image is magnified image. I will use the styling or the style clip path. Clip path will equal to do, I will start from the tickers because I will plant some variables inside of the string, and the property should be in the string format. And first I will declare the shape of the clip path. So it was circle for me, circle, and in parentheses first the size of the circle in this case, and it should be declared by a user, so the lens size, of course expressed in pixels units. Add, and here the coordinates. First coordinate, and it's x, so the cursor position x, cursor position x, of course in pixels, and the same but with the y value here expressed in pixels. Okay, I will pause it and check if my video is recording. Right, everything's good, and let's see if something will happen. It's scaled. All right, I got something, but since I set the container with the cursor value none, the cursor won't be visible while hovering over it. Post X is not defined. Because those logs were based on those two variables. And I changed it. I should change the console logs as well. Okay, because right now I need the cursor to be visible to show you something. The lens magnifying tool, it's kind of following the cursor, but it's not perfectly aligned, and it changes its distance between the cursor as it was accelerating or something, you know. But it's not kind of workable because each time I will hover closer to the bottom of the image, the lens is not visible. But kind of will work. So right now what I need to do is to align this lens with the cursor position. In order to do that, we have to move the picture, but before that I will show you that it's possible to do it by just scaling it down to its original scale, because everything is about the scale here. Show you what will happen when I scale it to 1. Well, at the first glance, nothing is happening, but believe me, everything's okay. The lens tool is following the cursor. I can prove it to you by just make the looks distinct from each other, to make those two images kind of different. So let's say I will select this base image. I will apply a filter. Here, filter with grayscale and full grayscale. So there won't be no colors for the bottom image. But since the top image is intact by this property, it's still using colors. As you can see, the top image is clipped and the bottom image is visible with the applied filter. And the lens is perfectly following the cursor. So everything's about the scale. I have to calculate the position of the magnified image relatively to the focal point of interest. Sounds kind of complicated. No worries, I'll just go to W3 schools and I will copy that behemoth here. Just kidding. The point of my video is actually the way I will calculate this position, and it's very, very simplified, especially relatively to this kind of a code. Here I'll just show you. But first of all, I'll show you that I will be operating on the magnified image. I will style it, because since I would have to move it somehow, I will apply the transform and equals to translate. Now, again, among the between the thinkers, because I will plant some variables with the position of x and y. This will be placed for x, and this will be placed for value y. Again, of course, remembering that those two values will be expressed in pixel units. How can I calculate those two values? Let's see, const, it will be path, clip path x, here similar, but this time for y value. Let's go back, and I will draw something especially for you. Let's remove. Let's say I got here the original image with corner or point of interest, and the scaled image twice the size of it with the transform origin here. It's not perfectly aligned, whatever. Let's say we are with the cursor here. The translation with the cursor here for a bigger screen is somewhere over here. So kind of at this distance, separating from these two objects, have to be extracted by the size, by the value of the resized square. In this picture, it is the rectangle. So I need to this value and this value, its original position. So the pose for the x value will be x. Yes, pose x. This is the original point. Let's say this is 5 or something, and y is 10. It's not, but for example. And of course, this double its size, so it's multiplied by 2. So 2 is the zoom value. So this is the size of the magnified image, the position x for a magnified image. And we have to extract it from the original position. Hocus pocus. That's it. That's it. This is the end of the math here for today, children. You can go home now. And okay, Grommet. It's kind of a simpler than this. Okay, I'm back. Literally after the second. And let's go back. So the original position of the cursor, so it's cursor position x. Cursor position x, and this extract from the same value. Oh my god, okay. Times the zoom. Very similar for the x. We're changing this y. Changing this for a y. Y, oh y. Let's save it. I got, okay, some errors here. Yes, because I cannot just leave it like that. Those placeholders for those two variables. And right now I'm able to place it since it should be already calculated properly. Now I can place them. Okay. And let's check if it has any effect on the preview. Yeah, but the scale remains the same, remember? Let's change it for 2. I think it's not affected. Maybe something happened when crash. Oh no, I changed the grayscale, not the scale. My mistake. Sorry. Okay, it's magnifying, but still got problem with distance between the cursor and the lens itself. Let's say. What will happen? All I need to do is to place this image inside of the next container. So I'll place the cursor here and use the wrapper, emmet wrap. It's wrap. And in the div, so we'll start with dot notation, is lens clip wrapper. Lens clip wrapper, okay. And here we have to adjust lens clip wrapper with almost the same properties as the both images. But this time we have to specify the overflow. It's hidden. Overflow is hidden. And clippath as none as a starting position. And I don't think it will be necessary. Let's comment it out. Let's check it if it has any effect on the original image. No, maybe because this transform and this transform got conflict between each other. So the CSS fighting with JavaScript. It's a clash of the titans. So we'll move the scale to the JavaScript. Comment it out and move the scale here. Translate. After that, scale, and here we'll be using the variable of zoom. All right. Nothing so far. Maybe I should do it. Maybe I should do it. It's broken. Leave path none. Lens clip wrapper, but okay, I styled it, but I haven't selected inside of the JavaScript. Cons lens wrapper. It's container query selector, and it's okay. Lens clip wrapper. Okay, let's do wrapper. Okay, and the move itself won't be applied on the top image, but instead on the wrapper. So just start it. Hopefully. Not sure. Magnified image. I should do the cliff pathing of the magnified image, and here the moving, or I will switch it. Maybe should check the comma here. Don't know. All right, it was the simple comma. Can you believe it? Okay, I got this lens tool finished. Kind of working. All right, let's clean up the code. And once I clean up, you will see how tidy it is. Nope, too much. Here. And here. It consists of 14. Oh, but I should add something more, because each time the cursor will leave the container, the lens stayed at the last point it was working. So it doesn't look very good, especially when I fixed it at my project here, see? Each time the cursor is leaving the preview container, the lens is disappearing. So we have to clean this and apply another event listener on the container. Add event listener, it's called the mouse leaf. Mouse leaving, because Tom is terrible, is annoying, and it cannot stand him. I don't need any events here. And body. And I should style the lens wrapper style, and the clip path will be none. It will be set to the empty string, empty property, and yeah, it should disappear once my mouse left the container, and the lens is disappearing. But again, this top image is visible because I removed the clipping, so everything is visible again. That's why I will just scale it down to the original size. Magnified image, style, scale, no, yeah, transform, this time with the scale, or inline. What do you think? Is it possible to do it like that? Let's say scale is none. Scale. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't go back to the default settings. The transform equals scale, and specifically for one original scale. Yeah, I guess it will work. Let's leave the grayscale as it is right now. Okay. Now, equipped with this magnifying tool, I can look for this guy. Where's Wally? Definitely not in this house, this cabin. No, it's not him. It's not him. Where's that guy? No, he's not skiing. Maybe he's under some. Oh my God, Yeti was in the cave. Let's go here. Oh gosh, I hope it's gonna end. Luckily, the ground he will land. Okay. Where's Wally? It's him. The hair are different hair. I think it's his girlfriend, or he has changed his gender. Look at this guy. I think it's him. I guess we found him. Okay, coffin boys, we got what we need.